Welcome to a special edition of The Burning Issue on football and charity. Who are the most generous players? Are the wealthiest clubs doing their bit? And what's the best way towards empowerment? It's our football charity special, here on The Burning Issue. The beloved world game reaches further than most things, so its potential for positive change is enormous, with stars in a unique position.
I've been able to go into situations where I've been able to make a difference and make a change.
It's serious stuff, so we're turning the heat down a notch. But we promise to still have some fun along the way, starting with one of football's most generous heroes. Cristiano Ronaldo is football's pin-up boy, who cares plenty for his image, but he also cares about charity. Tall poppy syndrome burns pretty strong when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo. Not only is he arguably the greatest player ever, he has front row tickets to, well, himself. Thing is, there are so many redeeming factors that balance out CR's peacocking. For one, alongside his unearthly success with Manchester United and Real Madrid, he's always demonstrated unearthly work ethic, earning everything he's won through blood, sweat and tears. But it's not just on the pitch where Ronaldo regains brownie points. He's widely recognised as one of the most charitable athletes on earth, known to personally pay for surgery and treatment of ill children, and donate liberal doses of his personal wealth to causes. In 2016, he handed over his entire Champions League bonus of 600,000 euros after Real Madrid won its 11th title. In 2017, Ronaldo again dug deep. At a gala hosted by the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which aims to grant wishes to children with life-threatening illness. A replica of his 2013 Balon d'Or trophy, which he personally donated, sold for the same price as his bonus donation, 600,000 euros. London-based Israeli billionaire Idan Ofer was the buyer. It's reported the trophy was Ronaldo's most cherished, because it marked the year in which he broke Barcelona rival Lionel Messi's run of 4 straight Balon d'Or awards. So yeah, Ronaldo cares a lot about himself, but when you see how much heart he pours into charity, it's clear he cares plenty about others too. After the break, footballers can have a special relationship with charity when they stay connected to their roots. Footballers on huge pay packets, recognisable the world over, are in a unique position to create powerful impact when it comes to charity. Many a world-class player started off in a life a long way from the glitz and glam of the super money contracts and endorsements. And so they often have a deep understanding of the struggles people face living in disadvantaged communities. One such superstar is Brazilian Neymar. The man who became the most expensive footballer on earth in 2017, when he moved from Barcelona to PSG for 222 million euros, has a heart as large as his price tag. In 2014, Neymar launched his own charity, Instituto Projeto Neymar Jr. in Praia Grande, Sao Paulo, where he spent much of his youth. The foundation provides support to local kids through education and sport. The proud founder said after the opening, "I lived 2 blocks from here, and I knew we didn't have opportunities." The foundation was the site for Neymar's revolutionary international five-a-side contest, Neymar Juniors 5, first contested in 2016, with the local lads lifting the trophy that year. The beauty of the tournament is that the winners get to have a run with the man himself, who, along with Gabriel Jesus, dazzled the 2017 winners, Romania. Watching him do his thing on the pitch, you realise Neymar has an extra weapon in the fight for charitable causes. He's got those rare skills you might call genius, only possessed by a few players on Earth, which draws crowds from far and wide to charity matches he plays, rain, hail, or shine. He was there in 2016 when a special charity match was staged for the players and staff of the Brazilian team Chapecoense, who died in a plane crash. All his skill and commitment to charity made Neymar the perfect UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador for Handicap International in 2017. His charity commitments are a thing to behold, but they're no chore. He said giving to charity actually helps him play better football because it makes him feel so good. It certainly worked. Neymar having La Liga and Champions League trophies to his name and an Olympic gold medal with Brazil. Neymar's story from the struggling community of Sao Paulo to the height of world football shows that players can be some of the most powerful agents for charity, especially when they remember their roots. David Beckham poured all his energy into football and equal amounts into charity work. Commitment that's totally genuine. Former England captain David Beckham has worked harder than just about anyone to try and spread a bit more goodwill throughout the world, and his genuine intention is unquestionable. A UNICEF ambassador since 2005, the self-confessed highly emotional Bex has always connected on a deep level with his charity work, especially when it comes to helping kids.
Children have a very special place in my heart, and obviously are a big part of my life, having 4 children myself and also being involved in different children's charities around the world.
In 2015, 7 was born, a partnership between Beckham and UNICEF that launched 7 different initiatives in 7 different countries to help children in danger.
My number 1 priority is the 7 Fund, without a doubt. You know, that is what I'm passionate about.
Always the handsome pin-up boy who married the stunner pop star Victoria, Bex has at times needed to defend his pursuits and shrug off the detractors.
People have talked about the other things that have gone on throughout my career and the other things that I've done, and whether people have been critical or not, there's no way people can underestimate the power of what I've achieved and why I'm sitting here now. This is why, you know, what I've done over the last 22 years has been important, not just on the field, but off the field, because it has opened doors. I can go into certain countries and ask to meet a Prime Minister, and whether they want to meet me or not, but their children might want to meet me. And that opens doors, and once you're in that door, then you can sit down and you can turn around to a Prime Minister and say, you know, this needs to change. Children need to be protected. You know, women need to be protected. People in general need to be protected.
The mob that has mocked Bex throughout his career, who might be stuck on that red card he received at the 1998 World Cup, are clearly blind to his more endearing qualities.
You know, it was so enjoyable being out there, you know, with, obviously, someone's calling. Whose phone is this? Oh, where am I? Hello? Hello? No, they've gone. I've always worked hard. I've always give 110% in whatever I do, whether it's playing in the Champions League final or making breakfast. You know, I always do it in the right way.
This genuine goodwill was loud and clear when, after winning 6 Premier League titles and a Champions League with United, a La Liga title with Real Madrid, and 2 MLS Cups with LA Galaxy, Beck signed with Paris Saint-Germain in 2013 to see out his career.
Throughout this time now, I won't receive any salary. We've decided that my salary will go towards a children's charity, a local children's charity in Paris. And that's one of the things that we're very excited and proud to be able to do.
Beckham helped PSG win the title that season. So in 2015, when the November terrorist attacks hit Paris, it reached close to home, and he extended his support.
Je suis Paris.
David Beckham's hands-on approach to charity and his years of commitment come from a special place, and it's unquestionably genuine. Football and charity isn't always about stars giving their time and money. It's also super powerful to have those affected by disadvantage get involved themselves. One initiative designed to do that is the Street Child World Cup, first run in South Africa in 2010. At the second edition in Rio 2014, Joe Hewitt, the tournament head, explained its philosophy.
We work with a partner project in each country. This is a charity working for street children's rights. We try and find the best in country, because when these children return home, they become ambassadors, reminding that society, businesses, government, media, that every child has a future.
It brought much-needed light to Rio, because for the national men's team in the World Cup, things went south, like really south. Knocked out in the semi-final 7-1 to Germany, Brazil's greatest ever losing margin. But one group of locals who didn't choke was the Brazilian girls in the Street Child World Cup, prevailing 1-0 over 2010 champions, the Philippines. Brazil's coach summed up what it meant.
The girls did it fantastically. They participated with everything, made a lot of friends, and in the end, the result was here, the reward that they won this. This is a really big boost for the self-confidence and how they can look forward to the future.
Charity isn't about handouts. It's about empowerment. And there was no better example of that than the girls in Brazil 2014. Coming up, what's the right amount a pro footballer should give to charity? Okay, so we know we said that this was a special edition of The Burning Issue. And that charity is no laughing matter, and we weren't going to poke fun. However, we do feel there's a bone to be picked when it comes to players and their giving. And it's highlighted by serial nice guy Juan Mata. The Spanish world champion is a tireless agent for spreading monetary resources and goodwill. In 2017, he pushed to get footballers donating 1% of their wages to charity. At the time, the average Premier League player was on around £2.5 million per year. So 1% of 2.5 million per year works out to be a paltry 25 grand, which Mata feels they should cough up for a good cause. That's how much they make in half a week, people. Sure, if you combine all the professional footballers out there, 25 grand each adds up to some serious cash. But how easy would it be to nudge it up to 2% or 5%? There has to be a qualifier. Any little bit helps. And it's great for high-profile people to be giving at all. It's just that we have to keep it real. We love football, but the reality is these guys kick a ball around a pitch for a living. It's not rocket science, and their wages are disproportionate, to say the least. There are, of course, plenty of stars leading the way, like all-conquering Real Madrid captain and defender Sergio Ramos. In 2017, Ramos, known as a red card magnet, channeled the better angels of his nature and donated 100,000 euros to Red Cross. The funds going to things like vocational training and landmine victims, a great cause. At the time, Real were paying Ramos around 220,000 euros per week, so the 100 grand was about bang on Mata's 1% proposal. A shining example that it can be done in a single hit. Ramos also puts loads of his time into charity elsewhere. And as we know, there's more to giving than just money. Meeting someone of Ramos's caliber is a huge lift to the spirits of struggling folks. We won't go into the grotty business of naming and shaming those who don't hit the 1% mark. But when you really think about it, that's a figure that shouldn't be hard when it comes to charity. A healthy mustache is a thing to behold. And charity is using it for awareness. So which footballer has the best growth? Movember is an international charity initiative designed to raise awareness of physical and mental health issues for men by encouraging fellas to grow a mustache once every year in November. Launched in Australia at the turn of the century, it's turned into an international success, raising over $170 million worldwide. It's a particularly brilliant way of raising awareness of issues involving menfolk. Because let's face it, when a committed mustache is on show, you can't miss it. Players have jumped on board over the years with some classic results. Fans have also been known to stash up. Since we're celebrating mustached manhood, we might as well have a look at some of the healthier examples that have graced the faces of footballers. Former Manchester City, Newcastle and QPR midfielder Joey Barton has had a controversial career, but a redeeming factor is that regularly he's treated fans to a shock of fuzz above the lip. Even in the twilight years of his career playing with Burnley, Joey insisted on running out mustachioed. When Liverpool treasure Ian Rush slotted into the role of living legend in retirement, he was notably clean-lipped. But back when the Welshman was racking up his record goal haul for the Reds, he proudly sported one of the most iconic stashes in football. Aussie defender Milos Degenek did the initiative proud, here in the lead-up to the 2018 World Cup qualifying playoff first leg against Syria. There are also some superb examples of manager mustaches throughout the game, spearheaded by Spanish maestro Vicente del Bosque. The man who steered Spain to the 2010 World Cup victory has also put his stash to the FIFA 11 for Health program, aimed at improving children's knowledge of diseases through football. It takes a certain amount of swagger to truly pull off a mustache, and few fit that mold more comfortably than Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The big Swedish international has chops on the field to back up the hair on his chops, imposing his fearsome mustache on the Premier League with Manchester United in 2016 and scoring 28 goals by the end of the season. After scoring twice in the 3-2 win over Southampton in the English League Cup final in 2017, silverware that sat alongside the string of Ligue 1 titles he won with Paris Saint-Germain, he was asked where he puts all his medals.
It's in the museum. I have a house only for the medals.
It's why his manager, Jose Mourinho, also sporting a bit of fluff on the face, was glad to have him on board.
I'm really happy because it's not just about goals. his goals, his leadership, his motivation. I'm really happy with the big guy.
While Zlatan has the right to be cocky about his career, when it comes to his mustache, he's got nothing on this guy. Retired Colombian goalkeeper René Higuita. This manly specimen starred for Colombia between 1987 and 1999, with flair on the field matching that on his face. Higuita was famous for an irreverent style of stopping goals, known as the scorpion kick. That is a celebration of manliness worthy of a mustachioed salute. After he retired from playing football, French luminary Zinedine Zidane never lost the glow an athlete only attains when they've reached greatness. It's portrayed by his subtle grin, and it was gathered through things like 2 Serie A titles with Juventus, a La Liga with Real Madrid, and a World Cup with France. Not to mention almost every individual honour in the known football universe. The fact he slotted in and nailed 2 Champions League titles as Real Madrid's manager probably helped too. And Zidane has used his glowing profile for charity over the years. When he returned to his parents' homeland of Algeria in 2006, he was sure to visit charity projects, as well as give local kids the experience of a lifetime, a game with the great man. Zidane has also appeared in a number of charity matches, reaffirming something. The guy is a freak. In 2017, at a charity match in Toulouse, along with fellow French legends Laurent Blanc and Didier Deschamps, Zidane almost took the mickey out of his opposition. It was a similar story back in 2012 at a charity match in Porto Alegre, Brazil, against his old Real Madrid teammate Ronaldo's side. That match was organised by the United Nations Development Programme, proceeds going to youth-oriented projects for disadvantaged kids, about which Zidane offered hope that one day we will no longer be needed for this. A noble wish. As he is still needed in his retired life, though, we continue to be reminded that Zizou is a freak of nature. Still to come, are the world's wealthiest clubs balancing revenue with charity? The amount of money being generated by football clubs has long passed crazy levels. In 2017, a new cash milestone was reached when Manchester United cracked £500 million in revenue. Achieved when Mourinho came through with the goods and secured Champions League qualification. Sponsorship deals with Chevrolet and Adidas also provided huge boosts. It sat the Red Devils atop the World Football Rich List that year, ahead of Barcelona, who were helped by 2 Bruce Springsteen concerts at Camp Nou, and Real Madrid coming in third. While the cash flowing into Old Trafford is a shareholder's dream, the club has always aligned itself closely and proudly with charity. The Manchester United Foundation partnered with a range of organisations to help the disadvantaged. One of the ways United balances out its mammoth income with charitable outflow is to send its stars out on the trail. When he rejoined United in 2016 for a record fee of £89 million, French international Paul Pogba became one of those prominent faces. Known for his bold and innovative hairstyles, he went so far as to carve the word equal into his do as part of UEFA's 2017 Respect campaign, aimed at promoting greater inclusion, diversity, and accessibility in football. And when Pogba was asked what he thought personally about football developing a more inclusive attitude, he was reliably cool and articulate.
When we play football, when you do a sport, you respect you respect each other, and you do what you love. So I'm no one to judge nobody. You know, you cannot judge the guy next to you. You're not above him, you're not below him. You're all equal. So you have to respect everyone. So when you do something on the pitch and outside the pitch, you just have to respect.
Players showing they care about things other than their careers is important, especially when it comes to those from super wealthy clubs. We hope you've enjoyed our special charity episode. Thanks for watching.
He cannot be